What's up, America? I'm Danny T. Welcome to the show. Hopefully, my audio doesn't get all janky like it did last week. I don't know what happened with that. Hopefully, I think it fixed itself. Let's hope it stays that way. Well, we woke up with some great news today. President Donald Trump saying, "Keep protesting. Help is on the way." Now, he wasn't talking about a bunch of overprivileged white liberals. He was talking about the situation over in Iran. There's been a lot of conflict in the Middle East, from Israel and Palestine, Saudi Arabia and Yemen, and the never-ending civil war in Syria with ISIS and terrorist groups running amok everywhere. Uh, but that shouldn't take away from the revolution going on right now in Iran. Uh, about 180 cities have full-blown protests going on. There's been anywhere from 2,000 to 20,000 casualties. It's hard to know exact numbers. The Iranian government has cut off power and cut off internet, things like that, trying to keep the people away from being able to post what's going on over there. The people have been tearing down mosques, unarming guards, just totally taking their country back. It's pretty amazing. Um, Now, this uprising started back in June of 2025 during the 12-day war. Israel weakened the military, and it gave the people an opportunity to rise up and take their lives back. Excuse me. Um, Now, the people in charge out there for right now, hopefully not too much longer, it's the Islamic Republic. Now, it's an oppressive theocracy. They got their power through the poor decisions and poor leadership skills of former Democratic President Jimmy Carter in the late 70s. Now, the Islamic Republic uses corruption and cruelty to keep power and enforce Sharia law. I've talked a lot about Sharia law. I really wish I could stop talking about Sharia law, but it seems to be all over the place. Anywhere there's corruption, there seems to be Sharia law. Um, Now, anyone who opposes the Islamic Republic, they're met with getting beaten down or arrested or even killed. Now, the people in Iran suffer from 40% inflation, complete government control. As I've already said, the cell phones, internet have been cut, power outages all over the place. Protesters are met with violence or even death. And the people have been begging the United States to come help them and back up their revolution. Now, this will change alliances. I'm just seeing this happen. I mean, Russia already turned down a deal with Iran since the protests and the slow collapse of the government. Israel is totally backing up the people involved in this revolution. The protests, I don't know if it counts as a revolution yet or not. But Russia also backed Syria in the past, but with the new president, with the new president taking over for Assad, with the regime change and that revolution that happened there, it's wish-washy where they're going to go. It seems that the United States has taken an interest in Syria since the regime change. Nonetheless, the Saudi prince, MBS, and the Sharia president, al-Shara, they claim they just want stability in the Middle East. It seems like they really do. And MBS's plan for 2030, it's really going to turn Saudi Arabia into a completely different place. On top of this, you have Turkey is asking for a defense pact with Saudi Arabia. And even on top of this, you know, we still have the Ukrainian war going on, trying to make peace over there. We're really stepping on Russian toes right here, which is why Greenland is so important to the United States, especially with everything that's going on. There's already Russia and Chinese boats in the Arctic, while the Canadian Prime Minister, the Prime Minister Carney, he's talking with China. He's trying to be a little less reliant on the United States, trying to do his own thing over there with them. And, Canada's right in our backyard. Now, I agreed with the Venezuelan regime change for a lot of reasons. One was liberating the people, but two is we really don't need China or Russia in our backyard. And with everything we've been doing lately, um, I feel like we're eventually going to agitate Russia to the point where some type of conflict may or may not happen. I think it may. Um, I think all these little changes in the Mid East, if we can get the Mid East on our side, Trump's already met with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia a few times. He's met with um, the Syrian president a few times. We know he's, talking with Israel. If this regime change works, that's yet another ally for us. But the reason why Greenland is so important, on top of the resources, I mean, it's full of lithium, graphite, gas, and oil. It already has a pre-existing air base. We would use that air base for ballistic missile defense. We'd also use Greenland for a naval checkpoint. We could keep track of who is and isn't swimming around in our backyard. I mean, if you're not that good with geography, Greenland pretty much separates the continent of North America from Russia and Europe. There's a little map floating around up there, in case you've never seen one. Nonetheless, we can also use Greenland to monitor global trading. I think with all this oil and resources, we're going to be coming up on from Venezuela, and if we can somehow work something out to obtain Greenland, we're really going to have more of a hand in trading with other countries and stuff like that. Another reason Russia may not be too happy with what we're doing. But this would also make the United States the second largest country in the world if we obtain Greenland. I'm hoping we can do this in a way where they can work out a deal and they buy it or whatever. I really like that Trump. I've said this before. He campaigned under being the president of peace, no new wars. We've done a pretty good job of avoiding wars, even though we've had some conflicts. I really hope it stays that way. But if things do go down, people like Denmark and Canada and all these places are going to look to us to protect them. So hopefully this all works out. So we, have a nice place to have military defense. It's really all I got for this. Hope you like things I talk about on here, America. If you do, give my channel a like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you later, America.